Sorry, I'm running a little behind today. Welcome to Wolf Watching! Hi. So today, we're gonna hydrodip a hellacious helm. This one, yeah. So, hydrodipping. What is hydrodipping? What the heck are we doing? Hydrodipping is the application of a layer of pigment, or sometimes it's thin pieces of paper that have been floated on the surface of water, and then you take an item and plunge it through it, applying that to the surface. I'm sort of out of breath. Better. So then, that makes it so that you get even a curved surface, when pushed in, can get like an even layer of color or design or print or any number of things. So let's try it. Let's check it out. I've never actually done this before, so I may screw up a lot along the way. I might not screw up at all along the way, but let's figure it out. All right. This time I'm going to try and get all of my hair up because it really bugs my wife when I don't. Wait. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. All right. So I watched several videos on this throughout the week. There are products specific to doing this, and that's awesome, but I didn't have time to pick any of them up. I did have time to go out to my shed and grab whatever spare spray paint I had lying around. So that's what we're going to try with today. Boop-a-doo. So, last week we did some really fun plaster pouring and slicing and stuff, and I'm still using that plaster to make some prototypes. So I would like to try applying this technique to some of the sculptures I'm working on right now. So, to do that, we're going to take one of these plaster blocks, and we're going to see how it acts inside of a hydrodip. So, yeah, not much to this one. Normally, you would want to prep this surface by sanding it and priming it, but since it's plaster, and I just kind of want to see what it does, we're going to go with the raw surface and just see how it happens. So, according to the videos I saw, the temperature should be, let's see, what did the guy say? He was dipping a thing, it was cold out. Oh yeah, if it's too cold, then you're going to have trouble with the adherence to the object, and if it's too warm, then your paint is going to off-gas really quickly and get sort of crumbly and gross. I haven't seen this firsthand. Let's see if we can check it out. Right now, my water's room temp. It's probably 70, 80 degrees, or 78, 80 degrees. All right. Always wear a respirator when using spray paint. I don't care if the spray paint says it's safe. Wear a respirator, no matter what. If it smells funny, wear a respirator. You want to be able to do this for as long as you can. Let's live as long as we can in this art life. And to do that, it requires just being a little conscious of our bodies, be nice to yourself, and one of the things you can do to be nice to yourself is use proper protective equipment. And now I'm going to sound like this. And now I'm going to sound like this. So, I might stop talking for a little while. Let's spray. Wow, I can dig it. For not knowing at all what I'm doing, that result is really pleasant. But wow, do I have a lot to learn? um, Definitely not as uniform as I'd want on like a professional piece. But for just effing around, man, this is super, super cool. I'm using several different types of spray paint all at once, so that probably is making for a lot of the marbling and the separation. So for good science, I would try all the same kind of paint. I would try some primers, some knots, some clears, some glosses, and just try as many different types of things as I could to see how they all react to each other, because you're going to get lots of chemical surprises. But so far, I really dig that. Now, I'd like to see how this sort of paint application works on the inside, or like concave of something. So we've got that really cool piece that we were sort of jamming on last week. Let's do another one of these. I'm going to look through my paint, and I'm going to match the paint up, and we're going to see how it goes on the inside of a curve as opposed to around the edges of something. And it looks like I should have worn some gloves. Next time, definitely gloves. Also, I'm going to have to replace my finger splint now, so we might as well make it look pretty today. All right, mask up. Content. Ew. That is so much grosser than I thought it would be. Wow! This bit? This is disgusting. Man. So I learned a trick if I want to like make gore or make something that looks like very swampy or slimy or like pond scummy. This works really well. I wonder how it'll hold up, but I really, really dig it. And on the insides of these bubbles here, we've had some really cool sort of separation and like almost tissue creation. It's tiny stuff. It'd be great for like gallery work or taking photographs of. It probably won't hold up for very long because they're very, very thin little fibers that are making up that shape, but so cool. Just awful though, really ugly. Just terrible. But let's see what happens if we just keep going and going and going. Like, it might just turn into the grossest possible thing, but in the end, I would like to see how the plaster sands down with some of this stuff stuck up on the inside of it. If I can get a preserved sort of marbled paint interior to a very clean exterior. So this, we'll let this just keep getting gross. I'm gonna grab some more paint. It looks like it might rain today, which is a blessing, but you know, might slow down our process a little bit. I'm not even sure what color paint I have right here. We're just gonna try and see. This is all shed paint technically, so, ooh, white. Silver acted very strangely. Oh yeah, shed paint. Ooh, ooh. I don't know if metallic coat will work, but we're gonna find out. This might just be another really, really ugly one. Let's do it. Let's see what layering does. Let's try right there. Oop.
We're gonna move the cameras inside.
All right. It's currently raining. They're moving our cameras inside.
So we'll be right back.
So we'll be back in a minute. Keep watching Wolf Watching, because I'm having a great time. It's raining! This is so great! I was hot, and now I'm not so hot, and we get to see what happens when rain hits the surface that we're trying to hydrodip in. Let's check it out! So I really dug that super high contrast between the forest green and the red. So I'm gonna do another one of those. We're gonna see how much the wind affects this total experience. But I'm enjoying myself, so we'll just keep going. All right. So let's go. Oh, okay. So if you get too close to the water, it bounces. That's totally gonna fuck stuff up. Let's not get so close it bounces. Yeah, look at that. So you just want to like graze the top. Look at the rain hit the water. That's fucking rad. Oh, I cussed. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, but I try not to. I'm trying to be America's new TV dad here. Although, if Mr. Rogers were born now, I'm sure he'd fucking cuss all the fucking time. He'd be mad, but he'd still handle it with beauty, grace, and all of his wonder. All right, let's do this. This is gonna be so cool. Okay. So I'm just breaking up the paint that's on the surface of the water. As you can see, it attached to my hand. Yeah! I mean, for paint that I found in a shed, for like a random object that I didn't prep at all, for watching maybe 3 videos online, this is pretty fucking rad. This is some really accessible process art that anybody could do. So go buy some paint, buy a respirator. Let's do some art. Also, I wanted to tell you guys, so when I make stuff on this show, I'm going to be documenting what happens afterward, taking pictures of the finished products and some of the process work as I go, and I'll be putting them up on my Instagram, which is Quinstagram505. So if you check out Quinstagram505, you'll get to see some more of the finished stuff, but I'd also love to hear from you guys. If you have ideas, if you have thoughts, if you have just stuff you want to see made, reach out. I want to hear it. I think of this moment as a way of inspiring me to make art, and I want everyone out there to be my Jungian muse. I want all of you to help inspire me so that I can keep inspiring others. Whew. Sorry, I was really wanted to say that. I got a little worked up. Okay, so let's get to our hellacious helm, the thing we really want to do in this episode. These are really fun. My hand even looks really cool, but let's check out the helm. So I've stripped the helm down, the helmet actually, it's an old motorcycle helmet, and I've gotten it to just its bare plastic, which we still need to do a little bit of preparation to. My fingers are stuck together. All right, so this is our hellacious helm, soon to be even more hellacious. And we've stripped all the insides of it out, and these might get some paint on them, but I'll just clean them up or remove them, or this is probably not something I'm gonna wear for safety from this point on. This is a costume piece, so we can do all sorts of stuff to it. Whenever you're painting any object, you're gonna wanna start by sanding and priming it. This, as you can see, I haven't done any sanding or priming to, just stripping. And so I'm just gonna really quickly rough this surface up. So why do you sand stuff down? Well, if it's all shiny, it means that it's not very porous, which means that the paint doesn't really have much to get a foot on. There's nothing to hold on to. So it's just gonna keep sliding around on the surface. So you'll end up with some areas that bond and some areas that don't. And when you get paint on there, it can slough, it can chip, it can flake, and it just won't last a very long time. Thank you so much. That's a really important question, not just to address with this spray paint, but to Oh, yeah, I can hear Chris, but you all might not be able to hear Chris. The chat has asked how to dispose of this sort of thing in an environmentally friendly fashion. So what I would say is we really need to, like, anytime you're painting, whether it's acrylic, whether it's vinyl, whether it's spray paint, what I like to do to remain environmentally conscious is let it all dry out. So I will use this water for probably a couple more days to keep washing different items. And then once I've washed it and it's gotten all gunk and I've cleaned a bunch of stuff in it, I'll let it sit outside and completely evaporate that water off and just get a gunky paint layer in the bottom of there. I'll let that dry and then that can be scraped into the garbage. Really important to do that because if you put liquid or liquid floating paint into the water system, it's just got nowhere to go except back into all of us eventually. So I'm gonna keep sanding. Thank you for that wonderful question. I like this weather. This feels so dramatic. It's like I'm sanding a helm for some sort of zombie Armageddon. So I'm starting with a pretty heavy. This is like a 60. And I'm just going to use this one to rough up the whole surface. And then I'll go to a lighter sandpaper. Were this something I really wanted to like have a professional finish on, or if it were mine and I wanted it to be perfect, I would sand and sand and sand with this heavy grit and then keep going to a finer and finer grit so that the surface was perfect. But this is a costume piece, so we're going to go all fast. And I'm just going to go through a couple grades. I'm going to take the shine off of the helmet. All right, horseshoes and hand grenades, right? Close enough. All right, I'm gonna pick some colors. And with this one, I'm gonna be a little bit more careful because it's a larger area. I want it to come out really nice. Doo-doo-doo. It is really starting to rain. This is gonna be neat. If we can capture the rain in the hellacious helm, the power of storms. All right. I haven't been shaking these as well as I should have before each shot. So you're just gonna have to watch me shake for a minute. I'll shake dance. Hey. Respirator, muy importante. All right, so once I get this on, I won't be able to really talk. I'm going to try and create a pattern on this one by doing, a sequence of color, all sprayed sort of into the center. And then I'm going to take a tool of some sort, which I'll probably find on the ground. I'll stir the paint up just a little bit and marble it before I submerge the helm down. Let's do it. I totally forgot something. That's okay, we're allowed to forget things. It's great. Now, I'm not sure we have quite enough in here. I can't see the chat because of the rain, folks, just to let you all know. But if something really cool pops up, they'll scream at me. They'll let me know. Okay, so I almost forgot. We definitely want to prime this before we just go directly onto the plastic. I really, really like the Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover. This is not an ad for them, but Rust-Oleum, hey, if you want to send me some paint. All right. Or Rust-Oleum, if you have any questions I can answer, please just send them my way. All right. Done. All right. Normally I'd want to do some more, but I ran out. All right. Oh, I don't always remember, but I always try to remember. That's the important bit. No!
Doorstop. Oh no! It didn't work at all! No!
Metallic? No bueno! Doesn't work! At least the metallic I have just made the whole thing turn into one patty. Not great. Not ideal. And as you can see, shed paints, though they're great for experimenting, don't make for great consistency. So if you are trying to make something professional, something you want to last, go buy brand new paint, shake it all really uniformly first, and just take the time to do the science if you really are going for the outcome. But for this guy, working in the rain, we're having fun, we're using shed paint, it don't matter. All right, I'm gonna give that another go. Honestly, I didn't even test a lot of this paint. I just grabbed like an armload of it. I like that red though. What did I do with that red? Pardon me. All right, let's give this another go.
Ooh.
awful. Man, I thought this would look a lot cooler than it does. That's okay, I can keep trying. But yeah, I did some cool stuff. There are some questions here. Question 1, why is my paint drying so fast? Anybody out there can answer it. Borax? In the chat, someone said borax. I'm wondering more. Tell me more.
Lauren KB asks, are you using acrylic or enamel spray paint?
Ooh, let's check. I bet I'm using a bunch of different stuff. Let's see.
Remember to re-say the question in case they can't.
Oh God, Chris is helping me learn. So I got the question, am I using acrylic or enamel spray paint? And I'm probably using a mixture of all of it. Let's see, that last one is an enamel and a not enamel. No, this is an ultra true enamel. This one's more honest than the other enamels. But that's a really good question, and that's something to definitely consider when gathering all of your materials for this sort of project. You want to match everything as well as you can. Yeah, and that's a wonderful question and something to address as I continue to get better and better at this. So yeah, my questions are, why is it drying so fast? Is there something else I might be able to use that will slow down that drying time and give me another level of control? Could it be my water temperature? There are a lot of variables here, and so I'm just going to keep experimenting and keep trying till I've solved as many of those variables as we can. So this is the beginning of our hellacious helm, and you know what? I have a feeling we're going to keep revisiting the hellacious helm and applying more and more of these experiments to it, and just seeing how weird we can make this one object. It really, really reminds me of the helmet that Pee Wee Herman puts on at the very end of the Playhouse episode. And so in homage to Pee Wee, let's make our own Big House helmet, or Playhouse helmet. Big House helmet's different. But yeah, before this rain gets any worse, and before these cameras get ruined by this endeavor, I'd like to say thank you guys for watching, Wolf Watching. Check out the Instagram, see how far this helmet goes, and if you have suggestions for it, throw them our way. And yeah, if you have suggestions for next week, throw them our way as well. All right, talk to you soon.
So important that we have artists and ideas and these think tanks where our community can really come together. DIY spaces don't have a consistent revenue stream, and they usually don't have the bandwidth to get up to these codes. In 2016, there was a fire at a DIY art space called Ghost Ship.
I remember seeing other venues starting to shut down, so we did like a little town hall style meeting. Instead of telling us, you can't do this, it's not safe, help us make this safe.
Our goal is to give over $250,000 to DIY art spaces across the country, but we need your help to get there. Meow Wolf is putting up the first $100,000 to help reach our $250,000 goal. Join our movement today by contributing at meowwolf.com/DIY.